Presumably that would be deeply unsafe, right? Because all of your banking on the corners would be totally wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just that, but also the whole point of the way Formula One circuits are is they're generally one way, so that
Thanks for that, Phil. It's best to drive in the same direction as everyone else on an F1 track is a general rule.
I was more referring to most circuits in the world being either clockwise or counterclockwise, and I can't remember which one it is. I'm fairly sure it's clockwise. Yeah, it is definitely clockwise. Yeah. So that the drivers have the same stresses on the neck in the corners. Ones that go anti-clockwise, like the Brazilian Grand Prix, they're harder because all season they've been having, they've been mainly turning right, and so therefore their neck has been being pushed out in one direction, whereas then if it's pushed out the different direction, it really, really hurts.
So they're all standing on the podium with their heads like the wrong way.
Or just holding their heads.
No, honestly, if you see footage of Senna at the end of the 1991, it was either 91 or 93 Brazilian Grand Prix, so his home Grand Prix, not only has he had this thing where the neck's been forced in a different direction, but he's done most of the second half of the Grand Prix, I think, only in fifth gear. So the sort of physical exertion that took on him meant that he almost fainted on the podium and things. It's definitely a factor. I wonder if there's a thing in chess. Maybe if you play white too much, then your body because the clock will be on the left hand side. Maybe your body will start leaning to the left if you only play white in chess, rather than if you only play black, your body will start leaning to the right because that's where the clock is.
Or when you play blitz, if you lose time, if you're usually playing right and you're going a certain direction towards the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a thing where if you play in games where, it
must be a time differential that you get. If you're left-handed and you play a certain way around, you get a benefit if you're a certain colour, right? Just trying to think. Is the clock always on the same side relative to black and white?
Well, no, it's where the arbiter wants it to put, but the tradition is for it to be on black's right-hand side. Okay.
Yeah, 90+% it will be like that. And then occasionally, depending on the shape of the room and where the arbiter will be walking around, you might have a few boards that are sort of back to front on that, just for where it's easy to see if he's walking in a line.
If you were to do the analytics on this, you could just talk about the player relative to the clock position and then work out if they get any time differential between the clock being on their right-hand side and the clock being on their left-hand side, presumably.
You see it with chess hustlers, and that's a topic we're going to discuss soon, I believe, where they will generally play a lot of the game on the side where the clock is, so they have less distance to move their hand. That means they get a massive time advantage. That's something that chess hustlers definitely do. I'm sorry, I've just spoiled episode 26 there.
That's it.
But,
that's the conclusion. Chess hustlers use the clock in special ways.